Okay, guys, we are back. Thank you so much for tuning in into this video. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to not buy the most expensive device, but maybe you just need a device that can do exactly what you need, but maybe you can spice it up so it overachieves? That's what today's video is about, because there's so much talk about these high-end boxes, which I love. I love the NVIDIA Shield. I love the formulas. I love the Ugus. There are some great devices out there. But given the economic times, most people are looking for something that is within budget friendly, easy to use, and also what they can do with it to make it a beast. That's what we're going to take a look at today. And so we're going to jump right on into this video because it matters to keep you guys on time. Before I jump in, if this is your first time to the Stream Machines, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. We are the Stream Machines, where we take the difficult things of streaming and help you one video at a time. So give me a thumbs up and share this video with as many people as you can. So let's jump right in. All right, the first thing we're going to just acknowledge or make better, we're going to open up some hidden performance boosters. And the best place to do that is developer options. So what you want to do on any Android device, if it's open, it will allow you to open up developer options. And the process is the same. You have to go into the settings, which I'll go down here. Then after that, you have to go into device preferences and then about. In about, you'll get a lot of information about the device, but at the very bottom, you can choose the build here, Android TV OS build. If I press this 8 times, 7 times, it'll say that I'm a developer. I'm already a developer. So what you want to do is after that, you want to back out, and then you want to go ahead and go to down the list here. You want to go and find developer options. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that's enabled. You want to turn off USB debugging. If you want to use USB debugging, that means you're going to be using maybe a third-party USB. But if you're using something like ADP, you can just turn it off like that. The next thing you want to do is maybe go down to the animation scale. So we're just going to go down here a little bit and just make sure we're good. We're just going to show taps. Nope, it's going to keep coming. We don't want to force that. Here they are. So window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animator duration scale. So you can either turn them off or 0.5. I usually put them at 0.5. That works pretty well right there. And the same one there. What does that do? That makes everything, I call it a very snappier. So it'll make it easier to go between the menus. So it makes it pretty good. The next thing you want to do is you want to go to GPU rendering. So here it is, debug GPU overdraw. If you do that, you can show the overdraw areas, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Let me keep going. Let me see here. Profile. Okay. Okay, we'll go to the background processes list. You want to go ahead and limit it to 2 at most, right there. What that's going to do, it's going to open up and help you save some RAM. That's the biggest thing. So you want to save as much RAM as possible. So doing that will definitely help that. The next thing I like to do, I like to force allow apps on external. And then if you needed more settings, you can definitely do that. Doing these right here on this device, on a Yoga IPX1, very basic, they call it basic Android device. This device is now going to be a lot quicker. And so when you get the performance boosters, you're doing yourself a favor by making everything a little bit snappier. As you can see, the menus go really quick. Let's go on. Okay, the next thing that you're going to want to do is really check your Wi-Fi and network. This is one of the biggest foundations for everything to work. And there's simple things that you can do. Number one, plugging it in Ethernet is better than going Wi-Fi. Even though you might have Wi-Fi 6 in these new routers, if you're able to plug an Ethernet cable from your current router into the back of the device, you're going to have better overall performance and speeds. The next thing you can do is just check the settings just to make sure things are good. Now I'm in my dungeon, so what I'm going to do is go to network here, and you can see that it says I'm connected. But if I keep going down, you can either do a hotspot, which is nice. You can have IP settings. Usually with the IP settings, they're set for DHCP. If you ever choose static, that means you can set up these IP settings in a different way. Maybe you have a different domain name or an address. Maybe you're using Cloudflare or Google. You're using a domain name system or domain name service. Those are different ones that you can use. A lot of them are free to give you an alternative when you have better connections on your device. The biggest thing is the basics. Keep it very basic. So many people believe that you need top speed to have an excellent experience when you're streaming. That's not necessarily true. Is it important to have top speeds? Yes and no. But is it more important to have solid or steady stream speed? I'm probably saying it wrong. What I mean is, when I turn on my virtual private network, I'm getting almost 600 megabits download speed without it. When I turn it on, I'm only getting 14 megabits per second, and I don't buffer. I don't skip. I don't do anything. So it's not about the amount of speed you have. It's the quality of the stream. And having a VPN will definitely help you do that. So I would take a look at it and make sure that your Wi-Fi is up to speed. And also, if you're able to Ethernet, go ahead and plug that in directly. I think you're going to be able to have the best experience possible. All right. So let's look at the next. All right. The next thing you can do to turn this average Android device into a beast is to reclaim your internal memory. In other words, on every device, this Yoka IP1 has 16 gigabytes of ROM. So it has plenty of external memory so you can use. So to find that out, you'll just go to device preferences from settings and go down to storage, and you'll see that it has 16 gigs. Now, one of the other things that you want to really pay attention to is that when you start downloading or using different applications, it starts to wear down your internal memory. So what you can do, there's some things that you can definitely do. And one is to get rid of unused apps. Now, fortunately for me and unfortunately for you, these apps here I can't get rid of because Yoka made them default applications. For instance, if I wanted to get rid of DRM info, I can uninstall that. Do I really need that? I mean, not really. So I can uninstall that. If I want to get rid of ExpressVPN, I already have another VPN. You can start getting rid of a lot or things that you don't need. Miracast, I can't get rid of that. You see, there's no way to do that. I could possibly disable it, but these right here are just default for the Yoka TV box. So the goal is to get rid of the ones that you're not going to use. I am not going to use TeamViewer Quick Support. I already have AnyDesk, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to keep the user manual. I have put Tubi and some other things here. That's a virus cleaner and some things that I like the most. I am not going to use Netflix, so I'm going to uninstall it because it's not the certified Netflix. So it's not going to, even though I have a Netflix account, it is not going to play at an optimal level. So what you can do is get rid of those types of applications to reclaim your internal storage. That way, there's no other ones running in the background. You want to make sure you can get rid of those things that are going to be running in the background that you can turn off and do a great clean and clearing of the applications on the device. Now, another thing you can always do is if you do go to settings and you can go to apps, you can go ahead and clear all those things there. You can see all apps and you can see all the applications so you can make a decision if you want to keep those or not. So reclaiming your memory on your device is paramount for success. Make sure you All right, guys, in the next part of the video, we're going to take a look at some privacy and security tweaks. And what I mean by that, it's very simple. Because you're streaming in 2025, the biggest thing is not how good your stream is. I think the most important thing for you to realize is that your privacy is important, even when you're streaming. So if you're using these media devices, please don't do banking on them or anything like that. Try to keep it entertainment as entertainment. If you're going to pay for some different applications that are out there, pay from your computer. Do not pay from your phone or even pay information on a media device unless you are pretty safe and you're have a good understanding of how to protect yourself. So for instance, the first thing you want to do is make sure you're able to turn off USB debugging, which I did because I'm using a different file browser. That's simple. You go to settings, you go to device preferences, you go down to developer options. As I go down here, you will see that I turned off USB debugging. Very, very important. The next thing is you want to use a free application or a paid utility application that blocks trackers and ads system-wide. Now, I usually use Proton VPN. It does it, but it's not on this device. There is a free app that is called Blockada. Let me show you where it is and what it looks like. It's Blockada 5, and it should be right. Where is it? Did I not get it? Hang on. Let me see here. Okay, let me go ahead and find that really. Okay, so what I had to do was find it on our device here. So I'm going to go find it really quick, and I'm going to go to apps, and you will see it in the apps here. And there's Blockada 5, and I'm going to go ahead and open it. Once Blockada 5 is there, you want to turn on the mouse here. So you want to tap to activate. So what you have to do is just hit here, press OK. One more step, go down to continue, press OK. And then just give it this right here, this connection. Once you have that, press OK. And then you can see that it's active. A blue or orange ring means Blockada is working. We recommend that you activate always on VPN in your system settings. So basically, I got a blue, it's blocking ads and trackers. This is the benefit of having privacy and security even on your media device. Those are some of the biggest things that you need to have as we move forward. I think that's really, really important, especially in 2025. As I go ahead and close out the video, I want to recommend that you look at this video, go through it. If you need some help getting the applications, we can definitely help you do that. In my next video about making your average Android device into a beast, I'm going to show you 7 different applications that will go on this device, the Yoka IPTX1. And we're going to change the launcher. We're going to do some different things. These 7 apps will optimize it and take it to the next level. So the first thing is get this foundation, and this is going to run great. In my next video, you're going to see how to make it like bananas. And I look forward to showing you guys that. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. So very, very grateful for those that have stuck with me over the years. And I look forward to doing a lot more. Our website is definitely being changed. We are becoming the informational hub, so to speak, and we're very excited about the new changes from theboxman.com. Hope this video was helpful. I look forward to your comments I look forward to your comments below.